Welcome back to Carolina Wildside. We're here out at the Wildlife Expo talking with Stephen Schabel from the Center for the Birds of Prey out in Allendale. Stephen, I have a lot of encounters with birds of prey out on my fishing trips, and I've grown to really respect them because we learn a lot from the birds out there. What can we do to help protect the birds of prey that we run into on a daily basis out there on the water?
I think one of the most important things to do is make sure that we're not leaving anything behind in the environment that can harm the fish. We see a lot of birds tangled in things, primarily monofilament fishing line that's either broken off or thrown away, littered out into the water. Make sure you're using the appropriate tackle weight for the fish you're after so that you're not having a lot of break-offs. This weight actually was ingested by a pelican, was lodged in his intestines by a fish hook. It was probably had a fish attached to it, was broken off. We have birds that come in with all natures of lures tangled around them. Just make sure you're not leaving things behind. And then also remember that the birds in a lot of cases are after the same bait that the fish you're fishing for are after. I know you mentioned you've actually caught fish, snagged fish.
We from time to time, it's frustrating for us. We'll be fishing with live mullet per se, and you make a cast and the birds will all of a sudden dive down and pick up your bait and start flying off with it.
Right.
So we definitely hook birds, and I have to reel them in.
Yeah, you have to be real careful, and the best thing to do there is just to use caution to try to minimize things like that from happening.
Okay, well, we actually have a lot of times we'll just try to clip the hooks and try to get the tackle off them so we don't leave it out there like you were saying. Leaving the tackle out in the environment, especially braided line, is a real big no-no. If you break off a bunch of line, you need to go ahead and take the effort, take the time to go out and pull in that broken line and make sure you put it back in your pocket and put it in the boat. Make sure it doesn't hurt any of the birds of prey.
Absolutely, or any of the other animals out there.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much,
problem.
Stephen.
Glad to help.
Appreciate your time.
I'm Miles Crosby, and we're out on location this week. As a matter of fact, SeaWe, Southeastern Wildlife Expo, recently happened, and joining me right now from the Edisto Island Serpentarium, it's Hayward Clamp. Hayward, and once again, Mr. Clamp, I understand you're one of the co-owners of the Serpentarium.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about the Serpentarium, where it's located, operating hours, what's your mission, that sort of thing.
Well, sure. We were located on Highway 174 going to Edisto Beach.
Right.
We're about 4 miles back off the beach. We have around 600 reptiles on exhibit. We have snakes, alligators, lizards, and turtles, and they're mostly animals that are native to the low country.
Okay.
And we teach classes on identification of snakes, teach people how to identify our venomous from the non-venomous, and just the good that our venomous snakes do in the balance of nature.
No doubt. Now, I am from the low country of South Carolina, and I don't recognize that as being one of our native species.
No, it's not. This is this snake came all the way from Africa. It's a popular snake in the pet industry. It's called a ball python, and they don't get very big, but 3 to 4 feet is their maximum size.
Right.
But they're very gentle. They're one of the most gentle snakes, and they're the ones that we trust to let small children hold to see what a snake feels like.
Yeah, and he's sitting right there in your hands. He's been very, very, like you said, gentle. And
yes.
So if you're going to have a pet snake or a snake to hold, that's the one.
I'd recommend a ball python to
Gotcha.
begin with.
Now, as far as one you would consider one of the more dangerous snakes in South Carolina, what would you think would be the most aggressive or dangerous?
Well, in South Carolina, we have each of the 4 types of venomous snakes that are found in the United States. We have the largest rattlesnake, which is the eastern diamondback rattlesnake, which can reach a length of more than 7 feet. And that would be our most dangerous snake in South Carolina. And we have several on display at the Serpentarium, as well as examples of our other venomous snakes.
Now, are the diamondbacks, I do a lot of hunting, and I don't seem to see them out in the wild as much as I do like what we call timber rattlers. Are they becoming a little more endangered?
Well, the timber rattler is widespread all over the state, excuse me. The eastern diamondback is mainly found within about 30 miles of the coastline. And they're not really as endangered as you might think they are. We know where plenty of them are in our secret places, which I can't tell you.
I understand completely. How about the moccasin? Sometimes it gets a reputation as being a little more aggressive than others.
The moccasin has a worse reputation than it really deserves. They're actually like any other wild animal in that they won't attack you. They'll get out of your way if they have a chance, but they depend a lot on their camouflage. They hope you'll walk by and not see them. And sometimes they just lie there till you walk right up to them, and when you do that, they throw their head back with their mouth open, which makes them seem aggressive.
Of course, that's where they get the name cottonmouth.
They get the name cottonmouth.
Because they've got that white interior of the mouth. Now, is the coral snake, is that the most poisonous snake in South Carolina?
The coral snake has the most potent venom of any of our 4 venomous snakes. It has a different type of venom from the rattlesnake, the moccasin, the copperhead. This venom is called neurotoxin, which means that it works on the nerves that paralyze the heart and the lungs. And it is more potent than the hemotoxin of our rattlesnake, moccasin, copperhead.
But the rattlesnake is, I guess it's a little more common, would be the one that if people are going to get bit, there'd be more encounters with that.
Correct, and also it's a much larger snake and delivers a bigger dose of venom, which actually makes it more dangerous than the coral snake.
All right, once again, it's the Edisto Island Serpentarium, and you guys are open, what's your operating hours again?
Labor Day to Memorial Day.
Okay.
Yeah, during the summer months.
Just regular business hours?
Yes, sir, at 10 to 6.
All right. Once again, thank you so much, and appreciate all your information, and thanks for the good you guys do.
Thank you, Miles.